Alright, hey, this is Mega here, and this is a show and tell video on some new bolts that Warp9 has provided for me, alright? So I was at the Electric Motocross World Championship, and Warp9 gave me these bolts, alright? They hooked me up with these bolts, and they wanted me to try them out, alright? To see if I can break them, pretty much, alright, guys? And so I'm not gonna lie, Hades Mega has, I have bent, I've bent axles, rear axles, and swing arm bolt or axles, those type of things. I bent all of them, alright guys? So much so, I have a wall, alright? A wall dedicated to broken Sur Ron parts. Look at that. Okay guys, you see up there, all right? Yeah, see that? There's quite a few axles there, all right? All of those are bent axles and swing arm bolts, all right? Swing arm axles. And I think I'm pretty sure I have more than that, all right? I have ones that are not so bent that I could still use, and there are some that are bent, okay guys? Okay, so the Sur Ron suffers from what I call wet noodle axles, okay guys? That's what I call wet noodle axles. They're so soft and they bend so much, all right. But I am running stronger axles on the bike right now. But we're gonna go try these Warp9 axles in the 2025 race season, okay, guys. So far, the Light Bees turning out to be a dedicated supermoto race bike, okay, guys. But if you do motocross, all right, you do big jumps and stuff, or and like you do a lot of enduro stuff where you've been doing a lot of splatting on rocks and riding rough terrain, or supermoto. All right, supermoto has motocross motocross sections. All right, on the race course. Okay, and if you're doing those big jumps and you're landing really hard, then you could bend the axle. All right, guys, and it's not very hard with the stock Sur Ron axles. All right, the metal on the stock Sur Ron axles are so soft, guys. They bend very, very easily, okay? And I've had that problem with this bike, and that's why I've gone with like a titanium, alright, type of thing. Alright, but these are even stronger than titanium, guys, alright? So these are, we'll take a closer look at them in a bit, alright? But you can get these from Warp9 Racing. I believe this one is the swing arm bolt, all right, or the swing arm axle, and this is the rear axle. Okay, guys. These are 12.9 grade steel, and they've been cryo treated, all right, and they have a black oxide finish. We'll take them out. We'll take a closer look at it in a bit, but yeah. So what cryo treating does, all right, I just read the website, is they freeze it, all right? They freeze it down to minus 300 degrees Fahrenheit with like a liquid nitrogen or some way to get it down that low, okay? That's pretty cold, guys, all right? They freeze it, and then they bring the temperature back up slowly, all right, until it gets back to room temperature. All right? And what that does is it realigns the molecules, and it makes it stronger, okay guys? So if you guys don't know, 12.9 grade is pretty much the strongest, as far as I know, it's the strongest grade bolt, automotive grade bolt you can get, okay guys? So there's like a 8.8 grade, I think it's a 10.5 grade, I think, and then you got 12.9 grade, alright? So when you go up in grade, it means it's harder, okay? The metal is harder, it's less soft, right? I don't know what the stock Sur Ron axles kind of steel is made out of, alright guys, but it's probably a low grade steel, okay? Because I bent the crap out of them. And also the axle nuts are pretty crappy on the Light Bee, man. They wear out, and then you get a problem with axle nuts backing out, alright? Well, you won't have a problem if you buy these guys, alright? Because they come with these Fuji lock nuts, okay? Okay, so the swing arm bolt, all right, the swing arm jackshaft bolt or axle, you can get it from Warp9 Racing for $95, all right, and then the rear axle you can get for $149, okay, and Warp9 is you know, they're so confident that these are, you know, the last axle that you ever buy. They give you a lifetime warranty on these bad boys, all right? Just like their foot pegs, all right? I don't have them on the bike right now, sorry guys. But yeah. I have Warp9 foot pegs, and if I broke them in any way, all right, I mangled them or whatever, they would replace them, all right? Because they have a lifetime warranty on it, okay? So same thing with these guys, all right? So if you bend or break a swing arm axle bolt or rear axle, they will replace it, okay? So that's peace of mind, you know, that, you know, you spend a lot of money on a bolt, guys, but you get a lifetime warranty, all right? You get a Warp9 seal of approval type of thing, all right, guys? And so Hades Mega's going to try these out for the next season. Yeah, even so if you get in a pretty bad crash, you could bend that swing arm axle bolt. Okay, so that's one of the weak points in the Sur Ron, all right, is the swing arm axle bolt and the rear axle, all right. They can't take a lot of punishment, is what I'm gonna say. Okay, so let's go take a closer look at these guys, and then that'll be the end of the show and tell video. All right, I'm not gonna make an install video on them, guys. It's pretty straightforward how to install them. All right, guys. Yeah, if you were just going to swap them out, it's not very difficult, okay? Here's what the packaging looks like, by the way. Okay, they're just these tubes. It says Warp9 on it. This one says ST Swing Bolt 2, okay, on the back here. And then this one says STR Axle, Strong Axle, I guess. That is what it says. Alright, so let's go take a look at them. Alright, well, bam! Alright, there we go. So let's check out the swing arm axle real quick. Okay, the tube goes like that. Take it out like this. And I think that's all that comes with it. Okay, so you're going to have to reuse... Oh, you know what? I wonder what kind of nut this uses. But there it is. I think you have to use the nut that's on the stock nut, the aluminum nut, because they don't give you a nut for it. Okay, interesting. Okay, but there it is. It's in a packaging, and it has some kind of anti-rust kind of chemicals on it. Right, there it is. It has a black oxide coating on it to prevent it from rusting. It looks like there's a hole here, or a hex hole for like an Allen key or something, and then it also has a outer hex. Okay, so you can just use a regular socket. Let me see which ones it fits. Okay, so it is a 10mm socket. All right, hex socket. There you go. And it is also a 5mm Allen wrench that you can use. Okay, there you go. Alright guys, so I did find the nut. There was a nut for the swing arm. I was wondering why the axle came with one and the swing arm bolt didn't come with one. But here it is. Alright, I won't take it out of its packaging and you guys can take a look at it. Alright, I think it's one of these Fuji lock nuts, and I believe it is a steel one. Alright, okay, it's probably that same cryo treated steel. Okay. There it is. It's a pretty skinny nut, alright? It has the locking teeth on it and everything. Does it say Warp9 on it? Yes, it does say Warp9. Very sweet. Okay. And that'll just go on there like that. You can use a regular automotive grade bolts, okay? You don't have to use a 1.0 pitch bolt that the freaking stock Sur Rons come with. But there you go. It does come with it, alright guys? Cool deal. The full package. Okay, if you're wondering what nut or what socket you're going to need to drive that nut in, it's a 17. Okay, guys, same size as the axle bolt. So I like that. Less tools, all right. Less tools that you have to break out because you're using the the same ones, all right. So I like that. I like that a whole lot. Okay, we're gonna go take the rear axle out of the package. I think this one's already kind of been opened, so. Oh, and this one comes with a lot of extra stuff. All right, it comes with a TI anti-seize. All right, it's titanium anti-seize. It's not titanium. Maybe the locking nut is titanium. So I would guess you would put this on the threads. Okay, guys. So put that on the threads when you install it. Let's check out the lock nut. Okay, there it is. It says Warp9 on it. Alright, it's one of those mechanical locking nuts with the teeth on it. Very good. Is this steel or titanium? One way to find out. If it's steel, just plain steel, should be magnetic. Yep, and it is. Okay, so this is the steel. I don't know why that comes with the titanium anti-seize. Okay, but I guess you're supposed to use it if you don't want it to seize up, right, guys? Alright, but that's the nut right there. Okay, and then here is the axle. Okay, wow, this thing it's heavy, guys. It's got a lot of heft to it. Alright, but it's got to be heavy because it's going to be strong, right? But there it is. Alright, so it's a black oxide coated axle. Alright, 12.9 grade cryo treated steel. Should be very strong. Okay, and I think it's just it's a stock Sur Ron Light Bee length axle. Right, it's not like, I don't think it's the long ones. Okay, all right, and that would go on there like so. And I guess you would coat the threads with that titanium anti-seize on it. Okay, when it gets to the end, I should start to feel some resistance. Yep, and there is. There's a lot, like a lot of resistance. Okay, and just in case you're wondering, it's probably just like the stock Sur Ron. It's a 17mm nut. Okay, and then the other side takes a 6mm Allen wrench. Okay, there you go. Pretty cool. Cool deal. All right, there it is. So if you guys are interested in having a bomb-proof swing arm axle bolt and a rear axle, you can get Warp9's 12.9 grade cryo-treated axle bolts. All right, there you go. And you can get these guys at warp9racing.com. I will put links in the description of the video where you can get them or you can buy them. All right, and like I mentioned, they have a lifetime warranty. Okay, guys. So if you bend or break it, they will replace it free of charge. So that is their challenge to you guys, to you motocross folks. Those of you guys that ride your Sur Rons real hard. All right, that's a challenge to you guys. Can you bend or break this bad boy? Okay, and Hades Mega is going to take on that challenge in 2025. All right. Okay. Thanks for watching. Hades Mega out. That is a show and tell for the Warp9 Racing swing arm axle bolt and the rear axle. The 12.9 grade cryo treated steel axles. Okay. The Warp9 does sell titanium axles. All right, if you like them. Okay, so according to Warp9 Racing, that the 12.9 grade cryo treated steel is 3 to 4 times stronger than the OEM bolts. Okay, and it is 2 times stronger than the titanium. Okay, so Warp9 does sell the titanium bolts. All right, guys. If you need something that absolutely won't bend, then I would get these. Okay. If you need something like twice as strong as stock, then titanium. All right. These are not light. All right, guys. If you're trying to make your Light Bee as light as possible, then these probably aren't it. All right. But if you want to make it as strong as possible, then there it is. Okay. And like I said, the stock Sur Ron bolts are very, very weak, guys. They're wet noodle. Okay. This is not a wet noodle. All right, guys. This is some good stuff. Right, and so you can get these guys from warp9racing.com. All right, thanks for watching. Hades Mega out.